What up, YouTube? Mandee Hops here. Um, my prayers go out to everyone that's going through the hurricane, everybody affected by Hurricane Milton. But I want to bring something up that nobody's talking about. You know why nobody's talking about? Because they're making sure that nobody's talking about it. One thing that I've always been fascinated with is like the dark side of Disney. Like on one hand, I love Disney, and on one hand, I hate Disney. Like, I don't hate it. I'm fascinated with their deep, dark, like, New World Order Illuminati-ness. Like, let me give you an example. In Vegas, you can go to 90 million places, but there's only like 5 companies that control it. MGM, Caesars, etc. Disney owns the world, okay? Disney is richer than God. Disney owns, and I just made a little list. I knew this even back in college. I'm 42. So imagine when you hear about fake news, okay? You have to understand these are trillion, billion dollar industries that are all, a lot of them, right now in Florida, Tampa, Orlando, Siesta Keys, all that stuff, the tourist industries, brings in billions, trillions of dollars a year. You might see a couple of people saying, oh, they're shutting Disney down. Disney World said, oh, maybe in a day or so, they're going to open up just a certain part because people come from all over the world. Sometimes save their entire life savings just to go there once. Gabriella Copperwaite wrote Blackfish, which I highly recommend you watch at least one time in life, whether you give a crap about whales or not. I never did until I watched it, even though I wanted to be a marine biologist. Like, it just, I mean, they weren't, like, to me, like, what I was focused on, but I learned so much from that movie that it almost, in a weird way, shut SeaWorld down. Now, if you watch all the news now, you're going to see some lady with her power lines down. You're going to see a bunch of mattresses, everybody trying to gas up at 7-Eleven. Disneyland and Disney World are the only businesses consecutively. Now, follow me. Since 1976, that every year they gain more money and their volume goes up, like their prices go up, but never lose business. Everybody wants to go to Disney World or Disneyland, right? Who doesn't? This is how much money they have. Why, if you Google, just out of curiosity, what's happening with the whales right now at SeaWorld? You know what they're doing to the 7-Eleven. It's all over the news. You know what they're doing up the street, right? Why? You know they locked Disney World down, but nobody's going into words about it, really, you know? And this is like the number one destination. They do this with, on a lower scale, things in Vegas, and they cover things up and they hide stuff and they show what they want to in the news. It's propaganda, just like with anything, but follow me. So Disneyland, Disney World, the corporation, owns the world, basically. They own 20th Century Fox. They own ABC. They own ESPN. Just think about this. They own Pixar, Marvel, Hulu, all the Disney platforms, Freeforms, FX, National Geographic, and Lucasfilms, etc. They control whatever you see. If you see a man going to the moon, they control it. Now, we all know that these places are the number one, like, not the number one, but definitely up there in some of the number one destination travel places of America. A lot of people from all over the world are there because they were visiting Disney attractions, okay? From The Secrets of Club 33. Walt Disney was actually from Missouri. I am fascinated with the power they have and how they have control over the media, and they show what they want to show. Take a step back, and do you not think it's weird that nobody's talking about what's going on at SeaWorld, how they're hunkering down for that? They're talking about what's happening at, like, the Tampa Bay ballpark. Now, I know Orlando's further in, but don't you think that these are, like, the number one, besides, like, the devastation? Everybody knows and cares about that. We don't need to see like 90 cars getting pumped up at 7-Eleven. We know that's a thing. People buying generators and bottled water. And my prayers go out to all them. You guys, if you don't believe me, Google it for yourself. Except for, like, let me give you an example. And their friends, allegedly. Adam Lewis and Tampa Bay J. Adam Lewis prizes himself on, like, making a video every day, right? And dating it. And he's like the number one representative of Disney's in Disney every day. Him in Tampa Bay. And all you will see within the last 24 hours of me making this video on, well, it's now going into Thursday, October 10th, 2024, are them in a haunted house. Tampa Bay Jay and his girlfriend that has a YouTube platform thrive in doing everything Florida. And they go to all these attractions and they're buddies. And so does Adam Lewis. Adam Lewis showed him strapping a couple things down. He took down his Halloween decorations. And I love both these guys. But don't you think it's weird that the people that show you these parks the most just went on this day? Maybe something's wrong. Maybe they lost power. Maybe they're more worried about friends and family. My prayers go out to them. Like, I'm not setting that aside. What I'm trying to show you is a YouTube platform before I get shut down, but I'm so little I probably won't. But I made videos during COVID. They got completely erased. It made me think, like, what's going on, America? They, like, totally wiped them out. Like, I never even made them. It was super bizarre, and this is a thing. So these two people are the number one people, and all you see them do is going through scary haunted houses. Meanwhile, they were in Celebration, Florida, allegedly, and in Tampa Bay, allegedly. But you don't see anything from them on what's going on or what's going on with SeaWorld. What are they going to do with the animals? Do they have any plans? I know these are billion-dollar businesses and billion-dollar animals, which technically, allegedly, they got illegally. I don't know. You'll have to read into it for yourself if there's anything to read, because what I'm telling you is these countries really control the country. And when you think about it, Chris Porter, he's a comedian from Kansas City, and he's like, all these people think they're smart, and they sit there and they watch the news, right? And they watch it for 3 hours, and they don't realize they're watching the same clips over and over and over, and they think they're so smart, right? We've all done that. I've been watching stuff on the news because my friend lives in Sarasota Keys since 7th grade, and we've been in contact nonstop. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, are you okay? She's lost power. And it's the same clips over and over. But don't you think that more than just like some Florida Hoosiers, not like all of y'all, but you know what I mean, getting some gas for a generator or buying out the rest of the toilet paper, don't you think what's happening to the orcas over here? What's going to happen to one of the greatest landmarks over here, Disney World? Why don't you think that would be in the news? I'll wait. Think about it for yourselves, guys. I dare you to Google it. Google it. 9 Ways from Sunday. You won't find a thing other than the park's closed and maybe they'll open in a couple days to a small amount of people. You won't hear what are they doing for the people. You won't hear what are they doing for the animals. You won't even hear what the F they're doing. You won't. There's so much that gets Gabriella Copperwaite that wrote Blackfish, which I highly recommend you guys watch, that shows the shadiness that, like, since 1976, the original Shamu, whether you even like whales or not, isn't even the issue. I'm not like one of those whale people. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm very into marine biology and I'm very into, like, conspiracy type theory type things. She blew it out of the water. All the attacks. Dude, how many people knew that that big whale ate that girl in front of everybody during Dine with Shamu until they couldn't hide anymore? There's like hundreds of attacks like that. You know why? Because Disney has money. They're like the Puff Diddy of life. That, I don't know, maybe one day they'll be brought down. Maybe one day they won't. You know, we're going to find thousands of fucking baby bottles, fucking like baby oil bottles in fucking Disney's office. I don't know. What I'm telling you is, think about this. While all this is going on and they're distracting the world and all this stuff, why is nobody talking about this? I don't know. See for yourself. Tell me if you think it's weird. Comment down below. I love you guys. And I pray for everybody going through this. And I really do care. But I also think that this is something super bizarre that everybody tends to overlook. It's part of like a media propaganda. And I think it's super weird. And luckily for the next 5 minutes, I have a platform that I can speak on it on. And so don't take my word for it. Google it, look it up for yourself. Reading Rainbow. Deuces.